Following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Thanks for joining us on the Real Estate House Party. Those who are just listening didn't see that theatric. That was that was great.
Loss.
That was podcast gold.
It's their loss.
Can I swear on the show today?
You can swear.
of course.
Kathy Holtshouser is on steroids. Dave Ford steroids. So you might
a little bit of
we're not
espresso.
We're not governed by the FCC because we're on the thing.
So Kathy Holtshouser who has Tourette's problems as
I
is.
have
and
swear words in my head, and they're all bundled up, and they're going to come out somehow.
Please don't stand on formality for us.
Artie wanted to know your name after about
Kathy.
Well, he wants to hit me. Or hit this or something like that. I don't know what he said.
Just with a vaccination.
Do you use that at Super Stop and Shop
I do.
to hit on the girls?
I do.
I want to.
They have to be 80 plus, though. They have to be older.
Well, wait a minute.
Because it goes right over the head. They have no idea what I'm talking about.
Wow, Artie, you're back.
You're back.
I
Thanks
am.
for coming. You keep getting a day off?
I do. I make sure I have Tuesdays off.
Oh, that's
just for
awesome.
this.
Headlining Giggles Comedy Club Route 1 Southbound.
This
Really?
weekend.
Really?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
2 big
Oh,
nights.
are you the headliner?
Really?
I am, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I think you're
Nice.
fantastic at giggles.
Oh, thank you so much.
You make me laugh
Other
anyway.
places, too. But
Yeah.
mostly, yeah.
You're not funnier when you're at Giggles as opposed to other
no,
places?
I am funnier there.
I know why
because
you're
I'm very
funnier
comfortable
there because the lighting there is so exceptional,
Well,
right?
that blue lighting is it's very slimming.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, and I put the eggplant rollatini down my pants, so it makes me feel very funny. You know, so you say, "Wow."
Not to the audience, but to you. You feel good.
You come up and hug me afterwards. It's kind of a mess.
Yeah.
They hug you. It's kind of a bonus, right?
Yeah, that's right. Cheese. You get that cheese
You seem
on
a
it.
little squishy today. Yeah, it's the way it goes. That's just the way it goes.
Oh, I'm glad I showed up today.
Yes, exactly. We're going to get a lot done today.
On Saturday, I am emceeing a meatball eating contest
No, you aren't.
at the feast in the north end
No,
of
you're not.
Boston.
What
I-
feast is it?
I
It's
am.
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
You're
I
doing
thought
that?
it was-
It's
They're
my-
advertised. I hear
Yeah,
that all the
it's
time.
my namesake.
Yeah, St.
I'm
Anthony's.
doing it with Angela Perry, who
sure.
runs Boston Casting. She called me, needed a sidekick.
Now, how big is the feast?
It's
I went to a
huge.
feast
It's
a couple weeks
gigantic.
ago, and it
It's-
was little.
Yeah, they have. Well,
There's little ones.
There's
There's
little
St.
ones.
Rocco,
This side, right?
you know,
And then the
Saint-
Fisherman's is the biggest one, which is at the end of the month.
Right.
And San Antonio is last week was the one with the Madonna where they taped the money.
Yeah.
Oh,
do that to
yeah.
all
I
the-
was at that one.
Every saint has its own little club down
Okay.
there,
Right.
You know, they have a little following
Right.
of who follows Saint Christopher, who's
Saint
more Saint Christopher.
Agrippa. Saint
Yeah, the Agrippa.
The Agrippa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
you're hosting.
So I will MC.
Can we visit you there?
Sure. Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's a
maybe I'll come by.
meatball
it's a
eating.
meatball eating contest.
Wow, this is
Can
right up your
anyone
alley.
enter?
And I suppose so.
Now, who made the meatballs?
I think, there's
Sebastian?
probably not
Grandmother?
Sebastian Maniscalco's grandmother. She's making the
Balls,
meatballs.
another
Hey.
sign you're like she's feeding the entire Roman Empire.
Hey.
Can you find out if there are onions in the meatballs?
You don't put onions
No,
in meat.
I
you
know
don't.
some people
Who
do.
does that? That's
No,
meatloaf.
no,
That's
I know.
meatloaf.
No, some people put
No,
onions in the
no.
meatballs.
That's
What do you
meatloaf.
do that you don't eat meatballs?
I don't. I'm not eating them. I'm
Right.
just.
No, he's
I
going to
know.
be
I
the
see.
person that watches
I
them
get
eat
it.
the meatballs.
I get it, but it seems just so tempting, though.
You
He
can't
could probably
trust
have
someone
a
that doesn't eat
meatball.
If I wanted. I mean, I have turkey meatballs. I don't
Okay.
eat red
Yeah,
meat.
see?
So
I'm not sure if they have turkey meatballs at the
No,
North
they
End.
wouldn't then.
No.
No.
They could just cover it in red sauce and no one
Vinny's
would know.
Yeah, Vinny's.
No, they would know.
Vinny's in Somerville.
Yeah.
One
We've
of my
been there.
favorite places in the world. Yeah.
We have our picture on the wall, you know.
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, if you go in and look, you'll see what I'm going to look like dead.
Why?
Because we took a picture. For some reason, I'm laying out across everybody, and it really looks like my wake. Just this bloat, and it looks like I drowned and I'm sort of bloated and blue.
By the way, I saw a picture of you dressed like
the Neptune episode.
Yeah, I
ran
didn't see the
last week.
episode, but I saw the picture. It was a great
Well, you
picture.
got to see it.
I saw the
He
episode.
calls a woman
I
a
don't stand
whore.
past.
He calls
You
a
do?
mermaid a whore. He does.
Yep.
The best line in the show, though.
Hello, whore.
Best line in the show, though, is when you get stabbed in the neck.
Yeah.
You see your assailants at a bar.
We're
You
having
sit
a
down.
drink afterwards.
Tony says,
Yeah. I can be kind of an asshole.
I deserved it.
It's not the first time.
Right. Sorry I stabbed you with a fish. That's all right. I can be kind of an asshole.
Did you have to take off all your hair?
I had my entire upper body waxed. There were two very, sort of monumental pieces of getting your body waxed. One is I had to be in a Speedo, and I was about 50 pounds heavier than I am right now. And I might have mentioned this on this show, and I'm not.
I think you may have,
but I'm a 4X in a Speedo, which
I thought it was a 5X.
No, it's a 4X.
Okay.
But Japanese made. They're tiny people. I'm not saying
is he
anything.
just showing off now?
Yeah.
Kathy, is he
It's a
just showing
4X.
off?
And I maintain you shouldn't make a Speedo in that size.
Well, I was going to ask you, where do you shop for a 4X Speedo?
I don't know.
Where do you
Lane
shop for a
Bryant?
Speedo?
I don't know. Right.
You look like one of those old clothespin bags. Stuffed with clothespins.
Yeah. Years ago I used to do a joke in my act about naked I look like a bag of onions. You know what I mean? And this didn't help that at all. And
I can see people crying over that.
there should be no size 4X Speedo. There should be limits to things.
Yes,
Right.
I think
You
so.
know, Lycra
Right.
only stretches so far.
Right.
No, you're right.
It's a bathing suit, not sausage casing.
Once you go over a certain level, you should not be wearing a Speedo.
It's like there shouldn't be size 44 pants that say slim fit.
Right.
They
Right.
you're fooling yourself.
Well, have you ever heard of Spanx? Like for
I
women?
know Spanx, sure.
But the thing is, like, the fat has to go somewhere.
Somewhere,
so
right.
you're rolling it up.
Right, it
and
doesn't
and
disappear.
It doesn't just disappear. it overflows the
Sure.
top of
Now
the
you get-
Spanx. So now you have a twice the size stomach that you had without the Spanx. So,
But your legs look thin.
or something. I don't know what looks thin.
It's like squeezing a tube of toothpaste.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
got to come out somewhere.
Right. And it's not
doesn't
a
go
very
away.
comfortable.
Right.
Just because you have Spanx on.
Yeah, right.
No, not a very comfortable experience.
Well, all right.
So, Tony, we got to
Yeah.
talk about your auction item that you auctioned off 25 cigars.
I did an
20
auction
24
yesterday.
cigars.
I did an auction. Classic me. I was doing an auction with the Mercedes-Benz. They sponsored for Right Turn, the addiction recovery, and I was the auctioneer. And they had a beautiful, it's like a ceramic jar, humidor with 25 Monte Cristo number 2s.
And that's how they were advertising
worth
it, right?
$500
Right,
the whole
right.
thing, like the thing. And so I'm auctioning it off, and I go, and this beautiful yellow Monte Cristo jar with 25 cigars, not 24 cigars in this Monte Cristo
that. I
jar.
thought there was
23 cigars. Can you believe it? All yours for the remarkable price. And if you bid $350, you'll get this canister with 22 cigars in it.
By the very end, you get the canister.
It's a nice jar.
You actually have one of those cigars with you today,
I do. I
right?
was smoking
Yeah.
the Monte Cristo
True
number
story.
2. Yeah.
So, should we talk any real estate today? Or
What do you
not?
got? I didn't
Well,
even. You know what?
I have none. No, but
Really?
this is
Do you
why
know
we
the
keep bringing.
Carter Law office is so busy that I didn't even have time to read my notes today.
I know. It's been a little hectic.
Carter Law's on fire. You know why?
Yeah.
This podcast.
Yeah, maybe.
You're right.
That's right.
You're right.
I wish you didn't have time to write them.
Well, not that we follow them ever.
Maybe
but
what we should do is get questions from the studio audience.
All
Then
right.
maybe we could just go. No, you know what we should do is because we've had Artie on for about 5 weeks in a row, and we've had our top 25 on some pointers on money ideas and things to buy, not to buy.
Yep.
We've made it through 2. So at this pace, Artie's going to be with us for about a half a year.
Jeez, that's
Well,
great.
let me ask you this.
Okay.
Say you buy a house the first time,
Yeah.
right? And you're kind of young, in your 50s. And you
Young
have
to us.
kids and stuff.
I know.
Should you, at that point, change your will if, in fact, you do have a will? Because now you have something else. You have a house there. Even though it's not paid for, but it's in your name. So you're
That's a
going to
great
either, A,
question.
stick somebody with that mortgage,
Yeah.
or B, give somebody something to inherit.
All right.
So
Great
change
question.
your will?
That is a good question.
See?
good question.
Real estate.
Yeah.
And the
Thank
other,
you.
I'm gonna.
If anyone has any answers to that, they can write to us.
I was asking the studio audience. I was asking the audience.
I'm going to piggyback on that. If you
Go ahead.
don't own a house or you don't own anything, don't own assets, do you necessarily
I know
need a
bookies
will?
and stuff that never have owned a house. They don't
I thought you
want
were
to be
saying
tied.
never owned a will.
You know, bookies
Yeah.
and like connected guys. They don't want to own anything.
No,
like
you got to be
that.
able to walk away.
They don't want
just
their
walk
name on
away. They
anything.
have like a place in down
Under the mattress.
Yeah, no,
they
like
put
on
all
a-
their.
All right, we-
Marco Island, and
Oh,
they have
right.
an apartment in Revere, and they have an
you have
apartment.
a
What are you talking about, Whitey Bulger?
No. It's just, but they don't own.
I thought Whitey pulled in
I
earlier.
could,
here today.
I could go get my stuff and do my Whitey Bulger impression if you'd like.
All right, so here's the deal.
They're not anchored in. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. A lot of millennials want to do that now too. They seem to want to not have a new house so they can move. They get the new job within 2 or 3 years and they move. But your answer to your will, it's very important. We don't talk about this too much. It depends on how you own your property. You should have a will. And I think they have.
Even if you don't have no assets.
Even if you have no assets.
Okay.
They say about 70% of the people out there don't have wills.
I don't. Well, I have one, but it's so old.
Yeah. Don't clear.
I'm glaring at you.
So about 70%. But so usually if you own a house, husband and wife, tenants by the entirety here in Massachusetts, I know this is all across the nation, this podcast. So in Massachusetts, tenants by the entirety. If one of you passes away, it goes to the other person. But there is a unique way to own property.
What if it's a murder-suicide?
Then it goes to their immediate heirs.
You'll do anything to get your Mercedes Benz. Wasn't that your dream?
Yeah, that's my dream. The GLE 350, yeah.
And what was the
well, you're
criteria?
going to have to do the
Either
murder.
my wife dies or when my kids get out of school.
But you're gonna
whichever comes
don't
first.
do the suicide part. You got to do the murder,
Right,
not
right.
Don't step one and two.
You got to
Because
get the
Gus
order
is
right.
Yeah.
never leaving your house
I
now that
understand.
he's moved back in.
Yeah, I
So
know.
it looks like you got to go for option one.
He's not in the house. He's going to be downstairs.
Oh, okay.
He's got his own
so-
apartment.
So he's really removed from you.
Yes,
Yeah,
we're
so-
really Italian.
Right. So when you have family dinners, he doesn't come up or anything?
I just got to stomp on the floor, and he'll
Dinner's
know.
ready.
He'll
It's just
know
the
food's
smell starts wafting down there. I thought you were asleep. Not anymore.
now.
All right, tenants in common. I'll ask Kathy Holtshouser this one. So if you own property in Massachusetts as a joint tenant and one of you passes away, where does that property go to?
It goes to the surviving owner.
But if you own it as tenant, and this is to your question, if you own it as tenant in common, where would it go?
If me and Artie owned it, and
You're just dreaming now.
we're just friends, right? Or brother and sister or whatnot. If Artie passes away, his interest in the property would go to his immediate heirs, his blood relatives.
Which is, and how would they know with it? You'd have to have a
will.
Yeah, there you
Or
go.
B, whoever are your blood
Yes.
relatives.
Yeah, so you want to
your
get a will
children,
in that case.
basically.
People are going to be coming out of the woodwork.
Yes, for your
When I
property.
go.
Yes.
So then,
Yes.
what ends up happening,
Yeah,
Artie,
creditors, right?
is I would own the property. My interest in the property, I would own it with all of your immediate
So
heirs.
you'd be 50%, and they would
or
grant
whatever
50%.
whatever the percentage is spelled out in the.
So in that case,
deed.
you definitely want to have a will.
You got to have a will.
Got to have a will.
You got to have a will.
We actually did wills for your kids. The
Yeah.
Or notarized them.
Notarized them, yeah.
they're
Yeah.
very-
Well, that's smart. Power,
very smart.
a
Did you
power
de-
of attorney,
Did
right?
you decide that, or was your wife behind that? Or?
We went to a financial planner when
Yeah.
we thought we had money until Cecilia got into the most expensive school in the world. And then they said, we're really not managing your money. We're advising you how to get rid of it at a slower rate. So it was with that because, we have the house and, a couple other things, but, we didn't want any beefs or anything like
Right.
that.
So what else did they suggest to you as financial planners?
To not do anything we're doing. I mean, they were, and then at one point they go, well, it seems like we can't talk you out of this. So if you have any questions, call us. But you've got no wealth to manage.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What?
I got a house. Yeah, but
I got one of those financial advisor /
Yeah.
planners back when I bought a pharmacy back in '92.
Wow.
Right.
In the hopes that I would have wealth to
right,
manage,
of course.
but it
They
didn't
didn't
work
work out
out.
that way,
So
yeah.
I ended up
Let's
with
put
no, and I ended up paying this guy.
Let's put it. Let me put it to you this way. At this point, my portfolio jingles.
Hey, at least it jingles. Right?
That's the best I can do right now.
Well, some people go to a financial planner and they say, get rid of your car. Get rid of the brand new car that you
Right.
bought. And they say, I don't want to get rid of my
right.
car. So, you have to be open to a financial planner. A lot of people are not.
Yeah.
Most
open.
financial planners will say, do not buy that brand new car.
Absolutely.
You lose
Stu
so much
Holtshouser
value.
would tell
Yeah,
you.
as
know.
soon as you don't
Do
you
not
lose like
lease.
30%.
Drive it off that parking lot.
Yeah.
You've lost.
So leasing is the way to go?
No, do
No,
not
don't-
lease.
don't lease.
Buy a used car.
A used
two or
car.
3 year old car.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That's
I
still.
always do.
Yeah.
I don't care if it gets hit. You see my car; it's all
All
dense.
right,
and
I see the
everything.
direction
I don't
that we're
even
headed
lock
here.
it.
Let me throw out some
Let's
ideas.
see what a used GLE 350
I
goes
know.
for.
I'll look it up after.
Why
cool.
did something
It's
happen
the
to your
cool-
wife?
What time is it?
I better give her the heads up. She better run for the hills.
Let's see if she drank that coffee I made for her this morning.
All right, let's see what. Let me throw it out to the crowd and see what you guys think. Good idea or bad idea? Yay or nay? Timeshares.
Nay.
Nay.
Yay.
Nay.
Horrible
Are you nay?
investment.
Yeah.
Are you a nay on the timeshare?
What's that?
You know when you know what it is.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I've
right.
never heard one
Right.
positive thing
Right.
about
I think my mother bought a timeshare
timeshare.
from a friend that didn't want it anymore
Right.
for $1.
For a yeah.
He gave it
You
to her
always,
for
you
$1.
always hear that.
Yeah.
No one increases the value of those timeshares.
There's no value to it unless you go on
They have
vacation.
them. They have them in like Orlando
Right.
and Aruba.
No,
and,
the value is the use
Saint
you get out of it.
Martin.
Right, and if you don't
Want
use
to
it,
use it, you're still paying for it.
and if you have 3 kids
Right.
in college, you're not going
And
on
they
vacation.
never go up.
Right.
They don't go up.
they don't go up in
Right.
value.
Right.
Right.
You know, I mean, I think that's what people think.
There was a big
as an
push for
investment.
those back
Right.
in the early
Well,
late
I still
80s,
think
early
that
90s.
there is.
Remember?
I still think that they are a hard sell, and they get you in the door by enticing you with a $100 gift card to a restaurant
Oh.
Right.
local
Right.
that you
Right.
can only use on Monday between 4 and
Right.
6.
Right.
Right.
No, you're right.
And then when you get in there, they sell you so hard
Oh,
that,
yeah. They-
you feel guilty leaving.
Yeah, yeah.
And saying
Yeah, I've had
no.
friends who went through that, just for the free gift.
Right.
And by the time they come up, they're calling them, you're less of a man for not
Right.
doing this.
Right.
I mean, they're really,
And
like
why
I
do
had friends
they-
come out shaking.
I actually
You
think
don't
like,
love your
You didn't-
family.
family,
You
right.
don't love
I've
anyone.
seen you do that in auction items.
Yeah, yeah. I've done that.
We've seen you in action, Tony.
22 cigars.
Don't you look at your wife? Don't
Don't look
at
at it. That's the death knell of all auctions, especially with sports related items.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
honey,
right.
Remember the employee?
Nah, I didn't want to go to the
The
game.
employee that we had that was like, we're not buying anything. We can barely make our mortgage this month.
yeah.
No.
He's-
All of a sudden, he's walking out the door trying to figure out how he's going to fit all this memorabilia
How he
into
gets a
his
Jason
car.
Varitek sign poster in his car that is so valuable.
She must have been at the bar drinking with her
She had
friends,
to be.
and he like,
Yeah, exactly. So timeshares out. You know what else is big in the timeshare market is how to resell.
right.
But I think you got to be careful of those companies too. So,
Resell your timeshare?
yeah, you know how everyone wants to get out of the timeshares.
right.
Because now they find out there's a lot of hidden costs to it.
Maintenance fees,
Maintenance
all this
fees.
stuff.
There might be
Oh, so this company says we'll help you sell your timeshare for
Yeah.
right. But then they charge
Charge,
four
right,
grand
so-
up front there, so you got to be careful. of that.
timeshare's no good.
All right.
Did we talk about this last week? That ad that says,
Can I tell you this?
what?
Sometimes we talk about the same things. It's fine. Go ahead, fire away.
that
See
ad
the look in our
that ad that you like that says, "Don't let the credit cards
Oh, fool you.
and say you
yes.
have to pay back your debt."
Right.
Like, who believes that?
So we do that when we do closings now.
Right.
Don't let the banks fool you that you think you have to pay this
your
loan
mortgage.
back.
Right.
Artie, what do you think?
I would pay them back.
Yeah.
So let me ask, as a naive consumer, let me ask, what is the scam with that then? What when they say don't let the credit
all right.
cards fool you?
You know what,
how are they making money?
I can tell you. So they go in and say, all right, you give me $2,500. We're going to get rid of all these credit cards for you.
Right.
We're going to pay cents on the dollar.
Right.
And we're going to wipe all these off your credit scores.
Okay.
So what happens, they don't know that this affects your credit for a long time. Because just because you're wiping them off,
You've essentially filed
you've
bankruptcy.
no, not really
Not
bankruptcy,
really?
but
you know,
it's a negotiation
a
like
negotiation,
bankruptcy.
I see.
But you're showing the world that
You
you've
don't-
taken out a loan before.
Right.
And you want to negotiate this down. I mean, if you try to go back out and get another loan.
Who wants to give you a loan when you promised to pay it the first time?
Right.
And you didn't
Right.
do
And you
it.
didn't
So
do it.
right. So
But it doesn't go. It's not that 7-year thing.
No, I know
No.
what you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
it all changes. Like, if you go
Yeah, I know,
to
it keeps changing,
apply
right.
for a mortgage, some lenders are like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this late charge, I don't like this collection, I don't like this
Right.
write-off. And other banks put up with it for
Right.
maybe a higher rate you get or something.
It's a
But
good point, though, you guys. You got to watch out for. I know we're jumping around a little bit, but you got to watch out for those debt management companies.
well, right, because you don't know what it's going to look like on your credit
On your
report.
credit report.
Right,
It's going to be if it's a write-off, it's a problem. If it's a collection
Right,
account, it's
exactly.
a problem.
So you might want
it has to be zero balance,
Right.
in good standing,
Right.
for it to be an
exactly.
okay.
So you might want to negotiate that part because
Right.
we used to deal with that in short sales.
Right.
So I think with debt management companies too, you got to be careful of them. You got to go with an ethical one. All right.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I'm
Now,
just saying.
and logically, right, with this debt consolidation,
Yep.
when you follow up and go look for your credit score, what's the most reputable way to do that?
I know one.
Not go FICO yourself.
Oh,
Too bad.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
When we get that up and running, I'll get my GLE
oh yeah,
for sure right
oh,
there.
Yeah.
The coop.
No, I know, and I know we've said this before
Yeah.
too. So when we got on Network Solutions, when we put GoFICOYourself.com,
yeah,
and then I felt a little. I know I've said it probably about 5 times. I felt, that was Tony's idea. So I called Network Solutions and say, I want to put this in my friend's name. It was actually his idea. And he goes, all right, I can do that. We can do that. He goes, what's the name of your what's your website? I go, go FICO yourself.
Crickets. He didn't think
And
you
I
were
said,
funny, right?
No, and I wasn't trying to be. I said, and I go, did you hear me? And he goes, yep. And I go, okay.
You don't think that's funny?
Loud and clear.
Go FICO yourself. Yeah, exactly. So
So what? I mean, should you look at multiple credit reports? One better than the other? Or?
yeah, most of there's 3 of them out there, and they pretty much are pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But yeah, you got to go to the right management company.
What
debt
they
management
usually
company.
do, the lender that pulls your credit report will pull 3 different credit
sources,
companies,
yeah.
and they take the mid one.
Here's the
median.
debt management company you don't want to go to, which I've heard. They say, well, just get a new Social Security number.
Well, is that legal?
No. Thank you for
Do
pointing
they
that out.
actually
There's my star
advertise
paralegal. Wondering if that was fine.
that? For now.
You can't get a new Social
No.
Security.
Yeah, we've had John Maroney on before, and they said he's asked for his Social Security number during an application, and the guy said, well, which one do you want?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't
my
I have
God.
the buyer of my house a couple of years ago?
Oh, yeah.
We called up the lender. We're like, what's holding up the closing? And it was because he didn't have a Social Security number, or it was he filed under different Social Security. Like, it was a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
made us a little.
When you can't
nervous.
answer that question,
Right.
what is your Social Security number?
Right.
That's sketchy.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So
Right.
here's one for you. Rent to own. Yes or no? You can get
No.
a TV for $30 a week.
Nope.
For 90.
No, you
90
got to be
weeks.
paying a
Like
huge
from a
fig
renter
on
center?
that.
What's that?
Like a
yeah,
renter
exactly.
center?
Yep.
You got to be paying a huge
the
fig
people
on
in the
that.
projects
right?
would do that quite a bit. The
Yes.
projects in Chelsea
Weigh in,
and stuff
weigh
like
in.
that.
But do the math.
They do that
30?
because they didn't have any money, so they would just rent a TV.
Well, the thing
and
is,
rent
if
a
you
re-
can't afford to
refrigerator.
buy a TV,
Right. So
you
you-
can't afford a TV. You
Right.
have to go without, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's
would-
people don't have a lump sum of $1,200 for a TV, but they can afford $30 a month.
But they don't even have to pay.
You know, that's almost like the cell phones that they sell you now.
I
Say
know.
the cell phone is like $1,000, but they don't charge you $1,000.
Right.
They give you
They give you
$45 a month for 5 years.
right.
72 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
know?
Exactly.
Like $33.99.
They don't even want you to
that's
pay.
all I'm
Nobody
paying
wants
is
to do the
$35.
math.
Meanwhile,
Right.
there's interest on that too.
Right.
Yeah,
So
we
they
bought
end
the
up paying
phone
like
last time, and they're
$1,500 for
annoyed.
the phone.
We just bought the
And then when
phone.
it's paid off, it's already outdated.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Right.
And then
Oh,
if you carry the insurance, if you
It's
have
even
more than
more.
one claim or 2 claims, they shut you off, but you're still paying for the insurance.
Right.
All right, how about for this one? And I never thought Kathy Holtshouser, and I'm not sure if Stu Holtshouser knows about this now.
He
Store
does.
credit card.
I did it on
Store
Sunday.
credit card?
Oh, you
Yeah,
mean like
bad
Kohl's
idea.
and stuff?
Yeah.
Bad
But
idea.
hold
That's a
on,
bad idea.
can you guys hear me out?
Bad
Well,
idea.
What?
we have no choice.
The women
We're all
love the
kinda-
Kohl's card.
Rope
I
Should
don't
I
know why.
raise my hand? I walked into Banana Republic.
Sure.
And for my son, for his big boy suit.
Right.
And
Who she said she got the suit for her son that wouldn't be fitting me. Isn't that what you said?
well, yeah. You know, they don't.
Because it was
you don't
more
wanna walk-
athletic fit.
You don't go
can't
to
ask.
Macy's. Like, you got to walk in. So you got to go to the
Right.
Banana Republic. They have the skinny
Sure.
pants look.
Yeah, of
you know what I
course.
mean?
Yeah.
Look
That everyone's
wouldn't-
looking
Yeah,
at.
that
Sure.
you guys really probably
Sure.
wouldn't look
And
that
as
good
we
in.
know from past shows, your son is an Adonis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he's
he's
my
gorgeous.
baby.
He's your baby. He's,
So
Yeah.
I say, so we find this suit jacket and it's $250, and then
Sure.
we find the pants to match and it's $120. So
okay, it's not bad for a suit.
So I say, but it's 40% off.
Ooh.
So I say, let's get two of them
Right.
for what I thought I would be paying
Pay
for one.
That's
right?
a good
Smart?
idea. Sure.
So then when we get to the register, I'm prepared to pay for both of them
Sure.
at 40%
And the lady
off.
says, would
So
you
the
like
two
to
of them
save an
altogether?
extra 25%?
Even more.
36%.
36%.
On top of the 20%?
Do you know that I walked out
So
of the
now
Banana
you're,
Republic?
now you're down to, for the two suits, about $380.
Actually, it was, so maybe the percentage was higher because I spent $283
For two
Wow.
suits.
with a new credit card.
Wow.
I was shaking a little bit because I knew my
Yeah.
husband hates that.
You should pay that off.
I'm going to pay it off and close it off.
And cut
So
off.
that's what they're banking on. I think you hit it right on the head.
Right.
They
So
gotta
they're-
keep
they
it.
always
Yeah,
ask.
That you won't pay it off.
well, they
Right.
say, well, you could shop at the Gap and Old Navy and
Sure, yeah.
and my husband says if you don't have the cash to pay for what you want,
You shouldn't buy it.
can't have it.
Right.
That's bottom line in
that's
our
bottom
house.
line, sure.
But I said, but this is the reason I did it, and I will cut it up. I
Right.
will pay it off and cut it up. But so I did it that one
How
time.
much
Yeah.
did you save me today? All right. Yep. So, yeah.
So you guys may have done that too, right? If it was $100, you may not.
Oh, I've done
have.
that before. You know,
Yeah.
I remember getting calls like 3 years later from, I think it was an Old Navy card, and they go, I went to charge something because I hadn't used it ever or
Right.
once, and they go, oh no, you're in arrears, or there was something. I'm getting threatening calls now, and I go, how much do I owe you? They go, $33, and I go. And this is the first I'm hearing of it? I go, let me ask you this. Is the store going to close down if I don't pay my $33?
Imagine
Is that how
calling
this
Tony
What was
Velas.
the answer?
Yeah. I remember getting one call. It was like one of the it was a phone, a phone thing. And we closed out an account, and I think I owed them like $8 and change,
Yeah.
right? And they kept hounding me for it. And I had closed the thing out. It was a clerical mistake.
Did it affect your credit?
It could have.
Yep.
So I finally get the call, right? And I'm alone in the house. And the guy's giving me this. Well, you can't. It's going to affect your credit. But I go, dude, it's $8.64. Well, I'll pay it. He goes, well, now it's with interest. And I go, my wife usually handles this. Could you hold a minute? And I put the phone down and I start screaming at my wife who's not in the house. You stupid bitch! How you do this to me every time? I am going to smack you in the face. And I get back on the phone. Hello? Hello?
You should have just sent him your little paychecks from Seinfeld. Yeah,
Imagine calling Tony or Artie and try to harass them into something.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that next time.
The guy was not there when I got back.
It's like,
Never heard from him again.
it's like going to you on one window and say, oh.
Oh, yeah.
I've been through that one. Please.
You got to go to the complaint department.
Yeah.
All right, let me go to that window.
There used to be a place in New Hampshire on 101, little, like a fish shack or clam shack or whatever, and you would have to go to one window, right, in order, and then go to another window
to pick it
to
up.
pick it up.
Yep.
And one day, literally, I was the only car, and I was the only person there.
Yep.
The only person at any of the windows. There was no one anywhere. There could have been no confusion as to whose food it was. So I pay, and the guy goes, all right, here's your thing. You're number 58. I go, 58? All right, okay. All right, I'm 58 with, So I'm waiting. Number 58. I walk back up to the window. Sorry, sir, you got to go to that window. It's just me and this. I go, man, you are really committed to the way you do business around here.
That's like the time I was at the phone place at AT&T, and they go, all right, I'm the only one in there because now I know why no one goes there because the service is so bad. And they say, all right, give me, what's your name? I go, well, Rick. I'm the only one in the place. Well, do you have a last name? I go, is there a lot of Ricks in the place right now?
Rick texted me. I'm at the phone place or something, and I said,
freaking out.
And he was freaking out. I said, well, you might want to be a little tiny bit nicer if you need them to do anything for you tonight.
They literally left on break and all this. So let me ask you this. Teenagers have credit cards. Well, before they have a job, we know that.
Yeah.
Mattel, did they put out a Cool Shop Barbie?
What?
Sponsored by MasterCard.
Barbie has her own credit card?
It was complete with a shopping card. And then they had Mattel had a Barbie cash register with its own American Express card. So I think
Barbie sells sex toys.
Yeah. Hot off the press.
I like Barbie.
Hot off the press. So they're really marketing the teenagers.
because they want their kids to develop credit
and I
under
think we've all
that
fallen
guy.
Wait, is it play or is it real?
Well, it's play, but I guess they're
just trying to teach them how to,
you're being, So I think they want to get credit cards early and
that's what they teach kids in this country. You can buy things without money.
Right.
Right. Well, they Venmo stuff.
Right.
And, they never carry cash.
They just keep moving it around.
Right.
It's just,
It's
all a game,
And the thing is, like, if they go to Dunkin' Donuts and one person pays for the, like, say $20 and there's 4 of them there, everyone has to Venmo that person that bought the $20.
Do you know about Venmo?
$5.
Really?
Yeah. It's like they're like misers.
Yeah.
So someone goes and you're having a meal. You all pay for this on my credit card, but you'll Venmo me.
Yeah. Then if you owe me $20, I request you to Venmo me the $20. Like they're that like. So if I drove you to the Cape, even though you didn't need a ride,
So just as friends,
you
go
like
chipping in for
it's
gas.
actually a great idea.
I want to pitch in
It is
for
a great
gas.
idea, but they're that much misers. Like, well, I bought the coffee, so you owe me $2.25.
I could never survive.
They drive me
No.
crazy.
No.
We used to go out. We would have how much you got? I got $3.67.
So we all just throw in
How much you got? We'll pitch in. Get someone to buy a 6-pack for us.
Well, four out of 5 of you would do it, and the 5th one wouldn't.
There was always one kid that had nothing at all. Nothing.
But that's okay because you wanted that person around, so it didn't matter that they didn't have any money.
No, I didn't want them around.
They were fun. No, they were fun. You have a fun.
Can we put his name on?
Yeah, you can put his name on. Yes, exactly. Well, I think we've learned quite a lot today.
Too much.
Way too much.
We have?
We got through a lot of our...
The kids, but can I say one more thing about the kids' credit card? When they graduate from college, right, they have no way to pay back a credit card when they're in college.
Sure they do. Monopoly money.
Well, you know what I mean.
Well, those companies shouldn't trick you into thinking you do have to pay it back.
But in theory, but now, like, landlords are letting you pay with a credit card. So... No, or a debit card, or so that you can establish credit without actually having a credit card.
Right.
So there
Good
are
point.
other ways to establish
your
credit
yeah.
without getting a credit card.
Because everyone's told, give your kids a credit card.
You know how I got a credit card? Is I went up to...
You had to get out of jail that time, and there was only way.
Well, if you have to make car payments, that's a credit.
If you write a check or give them your debit card. But I actually went up to the tuition office at my college, and I got a paid bill. A paid tuition bill, and I sent it right into MasterCard.
And I gave you a
and my mother was crazy mad because she's like, "You didn't pay that bill, but somebody paid it. My mother
paid it.
or
It
father.
was in your name."
But that's all they're looking for.
That's all they're looking for. They don't care. They're sharks. But anyway,
You know how I got a credit card at one of the furniture companies around here? They have a little. You just go right up. They ask how much you make.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Spit it right out.
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
You can do it on any plane trip. They'll do it to you now.
Right.
Well,
Right.
hey, buy the the JetBlue credit card, and we'll give you points and miles. And
They spend more money going over that than they do the safety rules.
thing. Yeah, I don't know how to undo my seatbelt.
Or I don't know what to do when the thing
can
mask
you
goes
can
down.
Whose mask goes on first? I don't know.
But you can redeem those points.
I'm going to Aruba.
Yeah. when you get off the plane, your credit card will be all ready for you.
You got any more trips to Aruba? What do you got coming up? Since we're saying our goodbyes,
I just
you
got
got to
off
watch Misfits and Monsters.
Misfits and Monsters. Holtshouser. Yeah, I got 2 episodes of that.
Yep.
And no, I had a very busy week last week. We're at the Cohasset Music Circus. And then on August 26th, we'll be at the Cape Cod Melody Tent. It'll be Steve Sweeney, Jimmy Dunn, myself, and Lenny Clark.
Wow.
That's a Sunday.
I think
The
it's
26th
a Sunday.
Christine Hurley might be
Christine
there.
Hurley as well. Yeah,
She was telling us about it.
Yep, and it was great. You know, we worked in around to a big theater, so it felt really good for a while. My donut episode of Chronicle reran on Friday. I had Misfits and Monsters.
Wow.
Tomorrow,
Are you okay?
Wednesday. Oh, it was crazy. I was exhausted.
I bet you are.
I got the meatball eating contest coming up.
Wow.
I'm doing a thing at Game On tomorrow night, Wednesday night.
What are you doing for that?
It's a ALS benefit with John Mitchell and Lenny Clark and Steve Sweeney. And then I'll be in Framingham on Saturday.
You're ubiquitous.
Unbelievable.
What about you,
at this
Artie?
point in New England, if you don't want to see me, you really don't want to see me. You know what I mean?
You got to make more of an
You
effort
gotta
not to see you than to see you.
Don't go down that
And
street.
where
you
are you,
might be
Artie?
there.
I'm headlining Giggles this
Wow,
weekend.
two
Friday
nights,
and
right?
Saturday,
Yeah.
And I'm building new stairs in my backyard.
Nice. After you take a nap in the hammock.
And Artie,
Masonwork.
he is too embarrassed to say this, but he's also looking for a bathtub to put a Virgin Mary in.
Yeah, in the backyard.
In the
Just
backyard.
to complete the whole grotto
Yes,
effect.
it's got to be white on the outside,
what I mean?
blue on the end,
Right,
and then twinkly lights around it.
right. And then
Right.
we'll have St. Rocco.
The Madonna of
Look
Bill
on
Rayner.
Craigslist.
March
You can
around
find
my
anything.
neighborhood
Right.
with the statue. Come pin
Right.
the $100 bills on it.
Right. And you'll see that it gets where it belongs.
Exactly.
More than likely, the Mass State Lottery.
And Kathy Holtshouser, where are you performing this week?
I am performing all kinds of tricks at Carter Law Office, and you can reach Rick at
She's also doing some
71
paralegal work there as well.
944-9222.
Thanks for joining. I think we had a wealth
Thanks
of
for having us
information
here.
today. This was
Great
awesome.
show. Good
Great
show.
show. Thanks for joining us on the Real Estate House Party. I got to thank everyone in our studio audience.
Jonathan.
They're all, yep. Thanks for joining us. Artie J.
Woo.
Kathy H. Tony V. See you next week.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.